but it seems to be one of the easiest on one hand and hardest on another hand to get right. I have had a lot of people asking me about making scrambled eggs lately. I'm going to show you exactly what I do to get these nice, rich, fluffy eggs. It doesn't take a lot and it's quick and easy. Well, you're going to need some eggs. And it doesn't matter what kind of eggs you have. You can have farm fresh eggs. You can have just regular large eggs like I have today. It doesn't matter. Eggs are eggs as long as they're fresh. I like to put a little cheese in my eggs. You don't have to put cheese in your eggs. Now, a lot of people add water. They add milk to their eggs. I don't. I add something else different. And the only seasoning I use on my eggs is my Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning. If you have this, you can use it. It is amazing on eggs. I'll leave that link at the end of the video. However, whatever seasonings you choose to use on your eggs, do not use black pepper in your eggs when you're beating them and actually scrambling them on the stove. If you want to use black pepper, simply just put some on there at the end right before you get ready to eat. The reason you don't want to use black pepper is it makes your eggs hard and tough. You don't have to believe me, try it. Make a batch with some black pepper in it and make another batch without it, okay? Another thing that you must have, you can use any skillet you want. Stainless steel, hex clad, cast iron, whatever skillet you need. It just needs to be seasoned really well if it's cast iron. Otherwise, your eggs will stick, okay? If you just have a cast iron skillet and you have not taken care of it or you do not season it, your eggs will stick, okay? My go-to is my basic stainless steel skillet. No frills, no nothing. I've had this skillet probably about 20 some odd years. This same skillet, maybe longer than that. And it is my go-to for my eggs, okay? Okay, now I like to crack my eggs in a separate dish because, well, if I got a bad one and I've already cracked two, then I've messed up all my eggs. So I always like to crack one in a separate dish and then add it to the bowl that I'm actually going to use. If you have more than 6 eggs that you want to scramble at one time, I would suggest using a griddle or something like that. Otherwise, for a regular size skillet, I would do them in batches if I needed to cook more than 6 eggs, or scramble, I should say, more than 6 eggs at one time. After you crack your eggs, then go ahead and beat them really, really well. Now we're going to beat them, then we're going to let them sit here. They're kind of resting, they're kind of coming to room temperature. You can, if you know you're going to be cooking eggs, you can set a few eggs out ahead of time and let them come to room temperature. As with most things, they cook more evenly and better at room temperature. After you have them all beat, then you want to go in with whatever seasoning. Again, I am using my Pam's Prep all-purpose seasoning. And whisk that together really, really well. From here, we're going to let them rest and come to room temperature. While we let these rest and come to room temperature, we will prep our skillet. Now that our eggs have rested, I don't like to use milk or cream in my eggs. For flavor and for fluffiness, I like to use the pickled juice that comes from jalapeno peppers. It does not make them hot. It does add an additional flavor to the eggs, and it's amazing. You want to probably, I have 3 eggs in here, so I'm putting probably about a teaspoon per egg in here. I'm eyeballing it. You can measure it out if you like. 3 teaspoons is typically 1 tablespoon. Go ahead and combine that. And this is where you want to go ahead and put your cheese in as well. You can use as much or as little cheese as you like. And you can also leave it completely out. We're going to combine the cheese in with the eggs. You want to make sure everything is well combined. Let's head to the stove. Okay, so I have my stove on medium low. For me, that's a 3. You do not need your stove blasting. I'm going to use a little olive oil in my skillet. I am going to add some butter in here as well. Now, a lot of people tell me, with all that butter in there? Yes, all that butter in there. It is delicious, okay? All right, so let the butter melt, let the oil heat up. If you are using butter and you don't want to use all that, still use at least a teaspoon of oil. It keeps the butter from browning and burning and having that ugly color that comes out on your eggs. And I am putting this on the sides as well, so that when the eggs go up the sides of the skillet, they're protected. They are protected. You want to make sure your skillet is not too hot, but it needs to be good and hot. My rule of thumb is, if I can hold my hand over here like this, then it's not quite hot enough. I need to be able to hold it over there, but at about 3 seconds, when I count to 3, like 1, 2, 3, it should be getting hot to me. And we are just about there. Always beat your eggs one last time before you put them into the skillet. Now at this point, just let your eggs sit there, start setting under the bottom. Once you can kind of start seeing them set under the bottom, then you just want to go from the outer edge and push your eggs towards the center of the skillet, just like this, and letting the excess run back out again. You want to do that all the way around. All the way around. Let it run back out. Once it runs back out, let the second amount sit and set as well. That's creating that fluffiness right in the middle there. Just keep letting it set and pushing it in towards the middle. If you need to tilt your skillet a little bit to help it run out, you can do that as well. Again, if you're using black pepper, which I typically do, I love black pepper on my eggs, always add it in the end. And remember, salt brings out flavor in your food, and black pepper adds flavor to your food. So this is why we always use a pinch of salt here and a pinch of salt there, because whatever other flavors you're using garlic or onion or something like that, it's going to help enhance and bring out those flavors. Okay, we are just about done here, and I do not like my eggs scrambled hard. If you do, keep cooking them until they are hard enough for you, but I don't want any hard eggs. I like mine cooked through, but nice, soft, and fluffy. Just like these are turning out. And as you can see, they're not sticking to the skillet or anything. Okay, we are all done here. Take our eggs out. Okay, as I mentioned, if you're adding black pepper, you want to do it in the end. Look at these nice fluffy eggs. Isn't that wonderful? Oh my goodness. It is time for our taste test. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Take a second and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell so you won't miss anything. Returning subscribers, thank you so much. And channel members, thank you. Ooh, let us do a taste test. Oh my goodness. The cheese, my seasoning, Pam's all-purpose seasoning, delicious, amazing. Remember, don't add the pepper until you're finished cooking. It will make them hard and it will make them kind of just stiff. So you want to add that in the end. Okay, I am going to go and have breakfast. I will see you all next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.